Coop, they're ready for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow. I mean, this is my third special. It's absolutely amazing for me to be here in front of all of you. This really means a lot. I really wanted to talk about this. I didn't get it in my last specials, but Erewhon. I stood outside of an Erewhon when I was still working for a charity. I worked for a charity. Well, I worked for a fundraising company, which may have been a complete scam, and they might have pocketed all the money to spend it on islands where they do God knows what. But I worked for a company that would raise money for charities, allegedly. And I stood outside of an Erewhon all day. Erewhon is amazing because we have lost the Victorian court. We do not have places to gallivant in our nicest outfits to show people who we are, to acquire status through aesthetic, and Erewhon has filled that hole. Pros of Erewhon, I'll give them first. I think it is quality food. I think when you pay that price, you are at least not getting a bunch of seed oils and bullshit. Cons, hopefully I can get 10 minutes on this. Probably less. It's a nihilist grocery store. I think that's really the whole point. It's a nihilist grocery store. I start that because the aesthetic, it's black and white. There is very little color gradient. It's minimalist. It's telling you that elegance is gone. All you have now is what is in front of you, and most of it's a lie, and Erewhon is trying to tell you that they're not. And I think the honesty of Erewhon is them saying, listen, go to Ralph's. You get fucked there too. All those prices don't make sense either. So come here, and we'll charge you $28 for a 16-ounce smoothie and get fucked with us. You know why? Because when you go to Ralph's and you walk out with those bags, everybody says you are poor. When you walk out of Erewhon with those bags, they say, I want him. I want to suck his body. They know that you just got fucked, but you are the best consumer in the market because in America, you got to be a good economic unit, okay? And if you are really making the amount of money that you should be, then you are able to go and get fucked on eggs like nobody's ever been fucked on eggs. Fuck a single digit, okay? Triple. $100 eggs. That's what Erewhon wants. That's what they want you to do.
I think you were doing better on mood stabilizers.
I'll kill you. But that's what it is. It's like the end of the earth. It's like put on your best outfit, come here dressed in all white at 11 a.m. to have seaweed for breakfast because you're not gonna have kids, you're not gonna have a house, you're not gonna have a wife. None of that's ever gonna happen for you. There's no Social Security. You're never gonna get a good job that cares about you. It's a gig economy. You have nothing except Erewhon. So eat dry paste and feel good about it because that paste is just chicken liver and oil, baby, and you're doing good. You know, you're doing good. I mean, Erewhon is one of those places where I think the food is healthy. I don't think they have salt in the store, but it's healthy. They put chicken into a vat of mountain water, and they get it just enough to boil, just not offensively, but boil. They cook it through, and they shred it, and they cover it in seaweed, and they go, this is packed with nutrients. And it's not. It's just not a Big Mac. So you're like, okay, so we're doing good. And it is weird because they eat the same way people eat in like what I imagine like a sex doll factory cafeteria would eat, where they're like, I guess this is what we have and we'll just kind of like it. But they're like crust punks, you know what I mean? They're like crust punks with $28 million and they live in a 3-story house in the Silver Lake woodlands. And so they come down from the hills of Silver Lake so they can eat seaweed publicly. And people like it. And I'm mentioning seaweed a lot, and it's because a lot of the food has some green in it, but it's not a green you recognize. It's not your broke, ugly grandma's broccoli. Broccoli's out, okay? Food is about style, and seaweed is sexy. It's slimy, it's thin, it's weird. People want to fuck it. So that's what you do. You go there, and you get that, you know? But I don't know.
Yo, stuff like this is why you don't have an agent.
Thank you for coming. So, that's what you have at Erewhon, and it is very sad. I'm not lying about the all white. I saw a man. It was 11 a.m. I think it was his breakfast. It didn't feel like lunch. He had white jeans, white shirt, white jean jacket, white beanie, white glasses, frames, went into Erewhon, got a meal, sat outside where you show the passers-by who the fuck you are, and ate his breakfast facing the sidewalk, sitting up as high as anybody could sit up, taking a bite every 3 minutes, in between chewing the way you would assume Gwyneth Paltrow chews her food, like really making a meal out of the meal, in a way of like, that statement is still apt, where it's like, chew faster, eat it, nobody is looking at you, except me. I was looking because I was trying to raise money for Amnesty International, and those people did not want to donate to me. And this guy, he's chewing, he's looking around, he's saying, is the agent here to pick me up off the streets and say, you chew like no other 38-year-old chubby Filipino has ever chewed. You look amazing. Come with me to Milan. And that's what people do. They sit down and they go, today's the day. I've been going into these auditions for 6 months. I moved here from Baltimore. It's not going well. I'm going to Erewhon. I'm showing my tits, and I'm getting to the non-binary Playboy Mansion. That's where I'm going to go. I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. And so that's what you get. And none of them donated. None of them donated to the charity, because I think what Erewhon is about, it's beautiful marketing. They go, you come here and you buy from us to be an individual. And even though you see a bunch of other people doing the exact same thing that look just like you, don't worry, they're also individuals. This is what an individual looks like. It's a very specific aesthetic that 1,000 people have. Okay? So you are within a group of special people. You go to Ralph's, those are the sheep, the masses, the herd. Erewhon is the breakaway culture. It is Obama 2008. It's hope. It is everything you've ever wanted. It is truth and satisfaction incarnate. And that's what you come here to be, an individual. So when you pass by a charity, that is somebody trying to convince you of something. And an individual is not convinced. The people at Erewhon say to themselves, I donate to charity at home. And they don't, but they tell themselves. They just tell them, when I go home, I donate to charity. I do my research because I eat good food, and I did research on the food. So I don't just donate to any guy off the street the same way I don't eat a taco off the street, because secretly I'm racist. But really, in my mind, I'm like, this got trans fat, you know. So that's what you get, is you can't convince people to donate to a charity, because we were in front of the Erewhon, they'd be embarrassing themselves to the rest of the people at the Erewhon, showing that they can be convinced that their mind can be changed, that they are not a beautiful individual who eats breakfast in public the only way an individual would. Somebody who doesn't care what other people think, doesn't make their own food at home and eat it. They go out at 2 p.m. to eat eggs with seaweed in front of 60 other people who look like Charlie XCX. That's how you do it. That is how the Einsteins, the Feynmans, the Oppenheimers, the people that change the world do things, okay? They don't just do things to do them. They do them to be seen. Silver Lake is the new Hollywood. There are people coming there looking for a gold mine, and the epicenter of it is Erewhon. That's where it happens. If you want to be a person, go to Erewhon. Have salt and straw an hour after your breakfast. Because fuck it, you're tired from thrifting. You're not like other people. You're not like your parents who got a job and raised you and provided for a family and actually were somewhat selfless at times, even though you find them to be very selfish. Actually, if you think about it, their entire life is kind of selfless. They got a job they didn't want because their parents told them to do something, and then they had kids, and they did a bunch of shit you did, and they actually never got to do what they want at any point, and that's why they're so upset, and why they weren't the best parent at times, because they were kind of just doing the job and not more so, because they never really did anything for themselves. So it's a weird back and forth. They had the kid because they thought they should, and then, you know, they weren't a great parent because they maybe didn't necessarily want the life that they actually built for themselves. But that being said, they still lived the life. They raised you. They did it. Then you fucking hate them for it, because you're not going to do that. You're going to wear a shirt from 1999, and you're going to eat a $28 breakfast in front of other people, because that's the most important thing. I bought a can of cold brew. It was a can. It was its own can, one can, no bag, $4. At the end, they slap an Erewhon sticker on it. And I love that. Just to be like, you're not just drinking a coffee. You're drinking a coffee from here. And this coffee is sold at 7-Elevens, but those people will be burned. I think those people think a rapture's coming, and God's going to come down, and he'll save all the believers. But then he'll also look at Erewhon, and he'll go, you guys are really... holy shit. just like really cool. How did you? Oh my God. I'm Jesus. What are you eating? That is so healthy. Oh my God, I love that. We need more individual freaky deakies in heaven, and you are coming up. So Erewhon's beautiful. You know, I go to Ralph's and I spend way more money than I want to, and I don't feel good. But Erewhon's beautiful because you could spend $1,000 in there and you'd say, this is the best purchase I've ever made. And then you're out of food in half a week. But for those 3 days, you're a beautiful economic unit who's really done their job. Thank you so much for coming to my third special.